Hi there. My name is Aridam Kumar, and I work on the technical product marketing team at MuleSoft. Today, we're going to talk about one of the leading integration patterns that MuleSoft can help implement, specifically extract, transform, and load, or ETL for short. Now, today's demo is a quick overview of an actual Mule Flow. You can follow the link at the end of this video to go to the MuleSoft tutorials website and build this demo for yourself, or you can visit Anypoint Exchange in your Anypoint platform account, search for ETL Amazon Redshift, and download the existing pre-built flow. Let's take a closer look at how digital transformation is helping businesses work with large datasets and why ETL is such an important integration pattern. Although a daunting task, storing and analyzing large datasets can be a very powerful tool. As cloud warehouses are rising in popularity, we are seeing three key benefits of working with big data. Firstly, businesses are gaining better insight into their day-to-day operations by using powerful reporting and analytics tools on the data that's stored. Second, customers are happier with better access to their transaction data, and businesses are efficiently able to retrieve past records as needed. And lastly, there is a growing security and compliance movement around the world, and data warehousing can help ensure compliance with data governance policies. Let's take a look at the business problem we're going to solve today. I'd like you to meet Danny, who is a MuleSoft developer at Northern Trail Outfitters, a popular retailer of athletic apparel. NTO has just crossed 1,000 customers, and to celebrate, they would like to give each customer a free t-shirt. However, there is a problem. They are currently sold out of the 3XL size. Luckily, the staff at NTO was able to reach out to the 3XL customers and confirm that they would all still like a 2XL t-shirt. In today's example, Danny has been tasked with receiving data from a CSV file dropped onto an SFTP server. Danny must extract that data and apply some transformations, namely to convert the 3XL sizes to 2XL and to retrieve shirt prices from an Amazon Redshift database and append those shirt prices to each row in this data. And finally, Danny must bulk load this data into another table in Amazon Redshift. During the implementation today, we're going to be working with a batch job to ensure efficient processing of this large data set. Let's switch over to Anypoint Studio and take a closer look at how a Mule Flow can help Danny implement this integration. Here we are inside the Shirt Pricing Batch Mule project in Anypoint Studio. As we can see, we have a trigger followed by a sequence of actions that closely mimic the diagram we just saw. The trigger kicks off the flow, these actions are carried out sequentially until finally the process is completed. Clicking on any of these actions will pull up a configuration window that allows us to set up that action. Let's take a look at each of these actions one by one, beginning with the SFTP connector. First off, you can set up the SFTP configuration by looking at the tutorial for the credentials that we provide. You can do so by adding a new connection or modifying an existing one. Next, we have to make sure that although this is a new or updated file trigger, you are accessing a file that's already stored on the SFTP server. Therefore, in order for the system to process the file, we must say that the file was not updated in the last 1 millisecond. We then specify the file name pattern. In this case, new customer shirts small. You can later update this to large. And the rest of this is a regex expression that ensures that no matter what the date of the file is, in this case, the file ends in small underscore 07 JUL 2021 for the 7th of July 2021. But in the future, if the file is different, you will still be able to load it. And lastly, we specify the polling frequency, in this case, a fixed frequency of 60 seconds with a 5-second start delay. Next, we move on to the first transform message. Here, you can see that we are converting the CSV data into a Java object with the parameter names as required for this flow. Next, we are using the select action from Amazon Redshift to retrieve all of the shirt prices in the shirt prices table in our database. We then, inside the Advanced tab, are saving that to a variable called shirt prices raw. We're passing the entire payload as it is. Next, we are setting up the variable shirt prices flattened, which is the modified version of shirt prices raw. As you can see here, this data weave code will allow us to flatten the shirt price information, such that the shirt size becomes the key and the shirt price the corresponding price of the shirt. And that brings us to our batch job. You can see that selecting the batch job indicates that our batch block size is 500, meaning that 500 records will be processed at a time instead of going item by item. This helps a lot when we're working with large data sets, ensuring reliability and efficiency. Inside of the batch job, we have three batch steps. The first one is updating the 3XL shirt size to 2XL with another transform message. The second one is appending the shirt prices as retrieved from Amazon Redshift. You can see here we're adding shirt price to the payload. And the last one contains a batch aggregator. In this case, we're aggregating 100 processed records at a time and bulk uploading those to Amazon Redshift. The bulk insert action is configured to upload the data into a specific table in our database, in this case customer_shirts, with specific values as specified here. Once this processing is complete, we want to ensure that we know how many records succeeded versus how many failed. Therefore, inside the onComplete step of the batch job, we have inserted a logger. There's no need to specify anything inside the logger, but by default, the logger will output the success rate of the batch job, and in our case, we should be seeing 1,000 successful records for the small CSV file or 100,000 for the large. And that's it. You are now ready to run this Mule project. Let's take a look at what the data looked like before processing versus after. Here's a quick snapshot of what the CSV file looks like that's provided to you. In this case, the new customer shirts small. You can see that there are still 3XL shirt sizes here, and there are no shirt prices. After processing through the Mule Flow that we just walked through, you will see an end result in Amazon Redshift that looks something like this. We now have all of the 3XL shirt sizes updated to 2XL, and there is a new column called Shirt Price, which contains the shirt prices for every size here. Go ahead and give this a try, and once this is successful, make sure you try again with the large CSV file as well, to truly capture how the batch job makes data processing very efficient. Let's quickly recap what we just saw in the Mule Flow. The SFTP step that was detecting a new or updated file was extracting the data for us, therefore the extract from the ETL process. We then transformed the data, obtained the shirt prices from Amazon Redshift, and flattened them. That was enriching the data, which is an optional step and not usually a part of the ETL process. Then we entered a batch job, inside of which we had two batch steps. That is where we applied the transformations, or the transform part of ETL, updating the 3XL shirt sizes to 2XL and appending shirt prices to that payload. Lastly, we had a third batch step that actually contained only an aggregator. This is where we were aggregating data and finally bulk uploading it to Amazon Redshift, the load part of ETL. At the completion of this flow, we had an onComplete step that contained a logger. The logger indicated the status, success or failure, of the records that were processed. And that's it. Thanks for taking the time to tune in to Batch ETL integrations using MuleSoft integrating with Amazon Redshift. For more such content, please visit our tutorials website on mulesoft.com and feel free to send us your feedback, always looking for new ways in which we can expand the library of content we have to help you.